So a long time ago, I had this idea or this notion that whenever I started a book, I needed to read the entire thing and understand that and then apply it to my life. And I was always like scared to put down a book that I didn't really like, but that's just the status quo. But I'm telling you, you can break that, dude. If a book is not serving you, if it's not like stuff that you can apply to your life, you don't have to finish it. It's not a big deal. What I like to do these days is read several books at once. All right? So I'm combining. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting these new ideas in my head. Some of them are the same ideas because a lot of books span across the same fields. If you're into neuroscience, you're probably going to read the same thing in another book about neuroscience. The thing is that when you have all these ideas coming in, you break up the pattern that is your life. Our life can become routine. We become rigid. We have almost the same thoughts every single day. Is homeostasis. So if you're just waking up doing the same thing, you're not putting anything new in there. You're going to the gym, you're doing the same workouts. You're going out every Saturday night, but that's it. Like, this is the only practice you're getting. This is your life, man. All right? So it's actually really important that you are reading and that you're giving yourself these new ideas. Many people don't even read one book a year. All right? You should be reading like 52 books a year. This is easier than ever. If you're on Audible, I don't know if you guys know this, you can turn the speed that the narrator is reading to you to like 1.5, and that becomes super easy. And then you go to 1.75, two times the speed of the normal reading. You burn through books. You're finishing a book a week, all right? So there's no excuse. And what I'm saying is read several books at once. Look, right now in the Monk Mode box, we're reading a book called Hannibal and Me. And it's not the Hannibal, the face eater. It's Hannibal of Barca. And dude, I mean, when you read this book in the morning, if you got any worries going on in your life, you can't get girls, you're broke, you got a bet, you got a fever or cold, you read about Hannibal and how he crossed the mountains with ginormous elephants, and he went through a swamp and he got an infection, and he had to take out his fucking eyeball. And they were all of his troops were starving, and then he goes to face an army. Let's see how bad your life is. Let's see if you don't get a little bit inspired to keep going. But see, people don't really realize this because reading's boring and it's hard to focus. Well, it's hard to focus because we got all these distractions, and those distractions have become our life. They're at the epicenter of our life. We are just a distracted race. And so you got to break out of that, dude. You really got to break out of it. You got to start feeding your mind a lot of good stuff. You put the right stuff in, you're going to get the right stuff out. And when you put in these awesome ideas by the most intelligent people, like this book right here, this was probably this guy's, one of his top life's work. He didn't just roll out of bed and say, hey, I'm going to write social intelligence today. No, he was like he really fucking thought about what he was going to write. So I'm reading this, Social Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. I'm reading Subliminal. If you see this, look at this. See those when the sun hits it? Subliminal, the way the mind works, the unconscious mind. I can't recommend this book enough. If you guys are having trouble understanding my recent videos about the conscious mind and the subconscious, dive into this book, Incognito, by David Eagleman, a neuroscientist. It's going to blow your mind away. It's going to make things make more sense. It's going to put you at peace. I'm reading The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. How small things make big changes, all right? How epidemics start in diseases or in business, how trends catch on. I'm reading this amazing book by Daniel Kahneman. It's Thinking Fast and Slow. This is this guy's life's work. He was a top psychologist that put everything he ever learned, every test, every study that he did into this book. You're missing out, all right, if you're not reading. Emotions Revealed. A bit of an old book, but look at this, dude. This guy went to like foreign tribes and studied them and studied the ubiquitous traits of humans and their facial expressions and how emotions are formed. It's unbelievable, all right? So let's get back to the basics of reading. Don't be afraid to put down a shitty book, you know? Sometimes I throw fiction in there, but I like to keep a healthy balance. I like to have fun in my reading. So if you're not enjoying the book, put it away. And don't be afraid to pick up multiple books at once. The thing about our subconscious is that, yeah, I may be reading several books at once, and maybe nothing's really applying to me at the moment. But what about a year from now? What about 2 years from now when I have a good idea? Eureka! What about then? It's like those cogs have been turning for the last 2 years, putting stuff together from books that I've read in the past. Now it's all meshing together. It's awesome. All right, so read with me, guys. Read with me. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.